All right, folks, we're back, and are you kidding me? One sec here. Lucira just messaged me. So here's what's killing me about this message, right? Let's say by some weird time zone conversion, Lucira had mistaken the time from 9 a.m. KST to 10 a.m. KST, which would be 6 p.m. instead of 5 p.m. Or maybe even from that to 7 p.m., right? But it's 6:32 p.m. right now. How do you get this off by half of an hour on top of being an hour? Like, oh, I'm so pissed. I'll deal with Lucira later, but Lucira has showed up apparently. But there's nothing for him to play in because the day's pretty much finished. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the very finals match of the day, we have in the bottom left the blue Protoss gyulzzing, with his opponent in the upper right, the pink Terran top. Now, for those who want to talk about daylight savings time, real quick, first off, Korea doesn't actually do daylight savings time, like at all. So as we change our clocks, theirs stay the same. That being said, there still could have been a time conversion issue if I only gave him the PDD time, the Pacific Coast time, but I always convert this stuff to Korea time. We're gonna also buckle this in with the fact that 3 other players managed to find out when they were supposed to be playing, so again, there's really no excuse. I'm very disappointed, and I don't know what's happened with Lucira, but we'll tackle that later, guys, because my personal frustrations don't really matter here for this this rematch. Now, there's a couple of key things already happening. First off, that pro came across the scout, and he saw a barracks in the main base of top. This is something that has not been consistent, as he's had to deal with a lot of very annoying proxies. I thought he was going to go for his own proxy where he stuck his probe, but instead it's just coming back in for round 2 in the scout. Also, thank you very much to PZYK3. Thank you for the 100 bits. And I know I was being a little bit grumpy, we will say, but thank you, Diet Soda, as well, sharing several 100 bits. And Zarao1 also got in on the really annoying mix. Freaking disappointed dad confirmed. Yeah, I'm not mad at Lucira, guys, alright? Your mother and I are just very disappointed. Oh, get inside the... No! Oh! Okay, he kills the probe. Confetti time! Woo! I want to, like... I gotta have my sound trigger ready for this. I don't know if I'll time this out correctly. Hang on, where's the what? Okay. Next time we see, like, a really awesome confetti explosion, it's getting the air horn treatment. It's getting that confetti hype. But we got more Hellions and that medevac, so while these guys are scouting around and looking around the map right now, they're soon to be elevated into that main base, and this might rack up some probe kills. I really like this tactic when it's executed properly, and I feel like it is on the Protoss player for not seeing it coming to actually take that damage. What's really ready for this? 3 stalkers can clean this up. Shield battery at the front guarantees no frontal attack would do damage. It is just a question of, like, will he be caught out in the open here in the main? And so far that looks like it might be the case. Keep an eye on the vision of gyulzzing. But that medevac gets in here, and all those stalkers are out at the front. A couple come back now, a little wary of what's going on, but it's a little too late. Okay. Maybe not quite deserving of the air horn. I thought that first shot was gonna get a lot more kills, but 8 workers is not bad. That's pretty fan-freaking-tastic. gyulzzing, of course, not completely destroyed by this. You know, he's actually sitting on a pretty nice worker count, still at 35, but yeah, this was a lot of damage for what was 1 Hellion. He killed 1 Hellion for this. This was a great trade for top. Meantime, thank you, Diet Soda, gifting a sub to Dajmaster. What a nice guy. Diet Soda was also gifting a bunch of subs to people last stream too, so just super duper extra thank you. But this is really interesting. He's built this wall, but he's built it really back. This is like old school ways for Terran to wall off. In fact, it was more like up here. I'm wondering what the benefit to this is versus doing it on the ramp, but either way, with 2 siege tanks, a bunker, it's a bluffing bunker. There's not really anything inside of it, but there's no frontal attack, no counter attack that would actually deal damage here, so this is great. Nexus tries to get taken, but the Reaper should be able to kill his probe. Got poorly informed, living up to his name, asking what's up with the confetti. It's StarCraft's 20th celebration. If you guys remember, each year StarCraft has typically done something for its birthday, whether it's giving workers little party hats or things like this. This year it's just when things die they explode into confetti. I like it. I'm down for it. But oh, this medevac, you got away with the first attack. Yeah, not gonna happen again. 4 stalkers waiting and ready to intercept this. The hats were awful. You don't know what you're talking about. The hats are great. It's the probe one that was imbalanced. You could see it while it was hiding, right? For a week, it was imbalanced. Okay. Sorry. That was my Reddit. That was my Redditor impression. I don't know why I used it for my Twitch user impression. I apologize. But charge lots and armor upgrades are always a challenge to fight against. However, this is looking pretty similar to the first time these guys fought, where army supply might be a lot more important than upgrades. And right now it is double the army supply. Top is coming in here with tanks on top of widow mines. I mean, sometimes when you see the Terran supply like this, it's like, oh, you've put so much money in your medevacs, so you have no actual units to attack with. That's not the case at all. Tanks and widow mines and marauders, oh my. This also draws the attention of all the defensive units at home, so the Hellions do actually get into that mineral line and start firing up some probes. Oh, they're stacked up on that retreat. Goes from 8 to 14 kills, picks up the Hellions. All 3 of them get out of there, head towards the main. Now if the army splits, it means there's gonna be less to protect this third. And while new warp ins are coming, so is the tanks and so is the army. That Nate emote, oh my god. Widow mines don't quite go off initially. They do soften up a lot of the zealots to being almost one-shot range. But that Guardian Shield reduces all range attacks by 2, and that reduced a lot of damage the Marines and Marauders were dealing. The tanks go down, but new Widow mines also make it to the front lines. These should be able to do some pretty nice damage. And if at any point gyulzzing gets complacent, well, never mind. He cleaned up the Hellions. I thought this medevac still had cargo. You guys ever notice how ships have cargo, but cars have shipments? That's all I can think about watching these medevacs, man. Alright. The widow mines have been scouted. The observer has seen this for so long. It's not even a question of like, does he know they're there? It's why he's choosing to stay back. It's why he's not fighting away from the Nexus. He doesn't. He's on an awkward hold position, just taking shots, because if he goes closer, the widow mines pop, and he knows it. Oh, this is going quite terribly for gyulzzing. Top is really starting to bully him here. That supply count just keeps growing. There was a +2 armor the last time we saw these guys fight, but this widow mine harass. The damage appears to be a little too great. The last sentry almost goes down. 3 health remaining. That's a really expensive pickoff. And now Liberators get in. Oh, Liberators are going to draw a line in the sand. Do not cross that white line. Looks like there was a counterattack, by the way. I'm so sorry. We got so distracted on this one side of the map. Totally didn't even see this going on in the background. Oh, thank you, Justin Midrick, for that 0 viewer host. Really spreading the good word of BaseTrade to your viewers. Thank you so much for notifying me that I have that alert set to 0 apparently, and that needs to be changed. Which is a mistake to have acknowledged, because as I now realize, with Fernatalk hosting the channel and Awake hosting the channel, oh god damn it. God damn it, guys! Don't do that! And I know saying don't do that will trigger you to do that, but I don't have a way to access this to change it right now. So I'm just gonna say I'd really appreciate, from the bottom of my heart, in the most polite way possible, if you would so kindly not host the stream! Stop it! Those applause are not for you! The applaud is for somebody else who actually hosts the stream! You sons of guns, puffing chameleon! Son of a bitch. Doc Holiday, thank you for that sub. Nexus getting picked off here. The crowd goes wild. Top has got all the cheers from the audience. Woo! Liberated too much. Two Nexus down, stuck down to one base. I know. Just GG. Alright, where's my stream elements guy? Dearest Onslaught, if you are here, please help. How do I disable the 0 viewer host notification? They don't stop clapping. It just keeps coming. Please help. You sons of guns. You couldn't do this with something like donations, could you? You couldn't be like, Rivka, we found out the $3 donation limit. Ha ha, let's spam that. No, it's a plot. Juvia. Girl, I thought we were friends. Juvia, how you gonna do me like this? I swear to God. I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just let it go. I should have just been like, oh, that guy hosted with 0 viewers. That's interesting. That's not worth mentioning verbally on stream. That's just an interesting fact. But no, I had to say something. I had to make a joke of it. I had to be a goofball. This is how I imagine it sounds like to Avalo in his head all the time, where he's just like, they just keep praising me, they never stop, even though that's not really happening. All right, well, as we get through these, cool. Actually, the hosting list I have on my dashboard is fucked. 143 people are currently hosting this stream. Are you serious? None of you have any viewers? You're just hosting with nothing! 148? Okay, we got a donation of some kind. Yo, Anonymous 420, thank you. Fuck. I'm putting this on stream. You guys, you need to actually see that this is so stupid. Look at this. There's 148 people hosting the stream and it keeps going up. What are you doing? Let's get in a game! It's map number 2 on Neon Violet Square. I'll see you guys in game. You silly sons of bitches! You think you're so clever with your little claps, with your fucking clappers and your kappas hosting this channel? Guess what? My tech guy replied, and he fixed the issue, so you can stop hosting. These have been so many hosts. All right, we had a $5 more donation coming from Anonymous with a heart. Thank you, dear Anonymous. 7-year Twitch also came back for 25 months. We love you, Riff. That's why we break your stones. And the stream, apparently. The Juvia gets in here with some bitty bits. Oh, Juvia girl! She Bane busted, chat. Sorry, I had to join the fun, but this should make up for it. You know it does. Thank you kindly. We're in game number 2. This is the group finals at this point. There are no other games to be played, and whoever wins this one will advance on with Leenock to group stage 2. Spawning here in the top left side, we got the blue Protoss gyulzzing. And the bottom right, the pink Terran top. And yes, that quote in chat from Ryoma's Jibing, I can't say your name. So much hosting, yet nothing of value is added. That is correct. And to the genius who was like, we should all host each other so that we can host the stream with viewers, that would have been a clever move. I'm gonna be honest with you. My hat doth cap to you, sir. But I don't think that that would have worked. I like the idea and the thought process of the loophole. But we have something interesting happening in this game. A gold base has been taken very quickly here by gyulzzing. This is one of the very few maps that actually has a gold base to take. But we'll see if he actually gets away with it. But alright. Got some more subs and a gas steal happened too. More on this in a second. Sorry, I'm trying to get caught up. So the thing that's really annoying for me is while it's not showing the alert, there's still like... We're up to 168 hosts because people are still hosting for 0 viewers and it's flooding the alert list. But I think Milkshake of Justice, Zoud01, and Mike Moody all just subbed. And if I miss anyone else, I'm sorry, but there's like a flood of notifications, so I literally can't see anything beyond that. So if you did sub today and I didn't shout you out, please know that it's nothing personal. You can blame the 150 or 60 ne'er-do-wells in chat who took advantage of me, man. But okay. It's also cool. You know what that did for me though, guys? You know what that really reaffirmed for me that felt nice? The stupidity aside, there's always the fear that you're all just a bunch of beep boop bots. But I know at least 160 of you are just dicks without any robotic parts. But this is a bit of a problem. The gold base is nice if you can get away with it. However, that's not the case here. And the Reaper gets in to pick off a couple of probes. He also sees what's going on. I mean, I think the hope was gyulzzing's assimilator, the gas steal, wasn't to stop the Terran player from doing anything, but more to distract him. You spend more time cleaning this up than going across the map and seeing the fact that this base was laid down. This is tough. Gateways are on the way. Warp-ins aren't quite available. Blink is halfway started. If he stabilizes off of this, this is great. This is a huge economic bump here for gyulzzing. But that's still a big if. At some point, he's going to have to also split his attention between the main and the natural. Oh, no. Oh, no. There's nothing in the main right now to stop these helis from coming up and roasting some probes. They take the long way in because they're expecting something, but there's nothing here. Everything that's busy defending the Cyclones, and they're not even defending that while the Stalkers push us off. Both left with half health. Probe counts. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. There's no confetti because I turned Game Hard on. I accidentally autopiloted that. That's my bad. But yo, this picks up 8 workers, 9 workers. Thank God this guy's got a gold base to fall back on because his income is going to be in the dumps after this. Left with 11 workers dead, 14 in total because there's 3 earlier from the Reaper. All that pink, that's all income advantage to our pink Terran because of how badly this guy's mining. Effectively on 1 base, while the Terran's on 2, going on 3, and has the power of mules. Oh boy, this is looking good for top. Thank you for turning Game Hard on. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of personally wanted Game Hard on all day anyways, but I really don't mind the celebration confettis. But this is this was not on purpose. This was actually an accident. So, ooh, oopsies. Either way, this has turned into a very desperate counterattack, and because Top did what he's done in other games, walled off, set up his defenses, he should be okay. He might lose a couple of SCVs on the outside of this. The tank even repositions to adjust for that, so I mean that's going to cover this. He should be good for the defense. He even keeps the turret alive to make sure this turret, it looks awkward. This isn't to catch any area units. This is to simply stop things like DTs from walking in through the front. New Stalker's warping in, but it's all he can do. I think he knows the damage he took was like not something you bounce back from, man. And the depth slides by. That gets picked off. No, actually not quite. Excuse me. Oh! I see what he just tried to do there. That was so cool, but obviously unpracticed. I do believe you can blink from here to the main. but not from here. So he's trying to use the high ground vision the Adept is providing to blink up to the main, but he doesn't actually have the range to do it, so the Stalkers end up blinking against the wall and doing nothing. That is a really cool idea. I love what he tried to do, as ineffective as it ended up being. But, oh man, if there's only one thing I love more than Cookie Crisp, it's Dookie. Oh, actually, no, I just realized what the name is. Damn it. Thank you, Dookie, for that sub. Welcome to the channel. It's not my day today, guys. It's really not my day today. He scans the gold base to see if this has still been set up, and it is. He's still mining off of it, but it's getting close to mining out. And the only reason gyulzzing's had any kind of army to support it whatsoever is because the kind of adrenaline rush of income this base provides on lower workers. When this finally mines out and he transfers over, he's going to be stuck on some pretty lame mining across 2 bases, whereas top is still sitting on 3 pretty nicely. A lot of tanks, a lot of marauders. I mean, frankly, if top has any sense in his brain, all he's got to do is play like a half decent macro game and he should win this without a doubt. Oh, apparently the threshold okay, the threshold for hosting's been set to 100 now, so I don't have to worry about. Okay, that's cool. Thank you if you're watching, Mr. Onslaught. I talked to this guy, right? So he's like kind of the account manager where we've got set up for Streamlabs or Stream Elements. I keep saying Streamlabs. I gotta get away from Streamlabs on Stream Elements to get all this new stuff sorted. And I guess we had talked a lot about like, well, if things happen that we need to fix or that we don't know about, we'll find out about it on the stream and fix it afterwards. Little were either of us aware, it would lead to some pretty heavy abuse during said stream. So I don't blame him in the slightest. Neither of us had thought about putting the limit on that. I'm just glad I had the foresight to put a really calm, like, clapping celebration sound and not something really obnoxious. Like if that was playing an air horn every time you guys did that for 150 times, I would have lost my mind. I would have thrown my headphones off in a fit of rage. Top's got a pretty interesting attack starting up to the top side, no pun intended. Tanks are going to have great positioning if they want to use it. On top of this, the bio count is just massive. And yes, gyulzzing actually did get Storm out behind all of this. But I really don't know. He's got, what, 3 Templar? 4 Templar. Even if each of these Templar have the energy to Storm, I don't know if that's enough to deal with this army. If it was just purely Marines, maybe, but Marauders can actually take a couple of Storm hits and not really mind. There's going to be healing that goes on and multi-drops. Nothing to stop the left side. He's so focused on the attack on the right. For gyulzzing, it might just be a personal best. Like, can I survive this one fight? And the answer's not looking good. Couple Templar coming now. There's those Storms who we're looking for, but it's not looking to be good enough. GG's get called, ladies and gentlemen. In what is, I'm sure to be the fastest group of the entire BTSL. Top will finish 2nd place. So we're gonna see both Top and Lenok in the next stage of group. But actually, I say group. I keep saying groups plural, but I forgot. We actually split up the Korea and the Asia Open regions. That way, Asia Open, the brackets and the groups we're casting right now could compensate and allow some Chinese players to play, for example. But this actually only leads to one more group singular, and then it goes directly to the playoffs. Whereas the European group actually has several groups plural for its 2nd group stage. So this is actually already very close. Now, if you guys don't know the pricing of all this, let's quickly mention that the players who win the online portion, they'll get $300 to pocket for change, plus their qualifier money, plus anything they pick up in between. But on top of that, we'll be taking the top 2 and paying for up to $1,000 in flight costs for them to come to Canada for the offline finals, where we are going to have an event on May 18th and May 19th with a $6,000 prize pool. We've already leveled it up once. It was originally just $5,000 in pricing. Now it's up to $6,000 in pricing, thanks to you guys helping support us on Matcherino. Now, I've talked a lot about Matcherino. I've shown you guys the login and the please use our links. I'm not going to talk about that. We are going to end the stream, though, with me talking about the stretch goals. So I already paid for the order. I've put the order in. I've paid the deposit. I've paid for the cash. But when we hit this next stretch goal, we'll have all these pins made. I'm ordering 300 BTSL. These are going to be unique to this event only. Everybody who attends the event will get one for free. And if we have leftovers, maybe we'll do giveaways online afterwards, right? But for the inaugural BTSL Season 1 Grand Offline Finals, we've ordered some pins. But I've left this up as the stretch goal. So the reason I had to do it this way was because I got a good feeling we'll make this money. I'm not too worried that we won't, but it's time sensitive. If by the time we reach this, we ordered it, it might not actually arrive in time for the event, and we wouldn't actually have the ability to give these out in person. So I just want to be super transparent, right? I don't want people to think I'm scamming anybody. I don't want anyone to think I'm pocketing money. I have already paid for, but once we reach that prize value, I will be reimbursed for the pins that we'll have to celebrate the event. We've also added in other new stretch goals. As I said earlier, Zombie Up, Wardy, myself, and Maynard, we're actually doing this all for free because we love StarCraft, but I'd love to be able to pay those guys a couple $100 for coming out. So once we reach this goal, it'll help pay the casters a little bit on top of their flights to come out. And then after that, we'll upgrade to a second North American qualifier and upgrade the prize pool again. We've just added these new stretch goals as of today, so they're super new, and that's why I want to show them off. The other part of this too is like we really blew it out of the water. Like our stretch goals I did not think would need to be increased, and yet they have been. So that's really cool and really awesome. You need a pop filter, man. You know what? I do. It's in the wash. Feels bad, man. But thank you guys for tuning in today. Now, as said, we do have a little bit of extra time to kill because this was such a fast group. I'm probably going to stick around for a little bit here to do some team games. The question of what games we do, though, really depend on who's available. So do me a favor, if you don't know how the StarCraft client works, I'm going to swap over in a second. This is the in-game screen. I'm on Korea right now, but /join BaseTradeTV on the Americas region. And if there's enough of you there to play games, we'll play some games. If not, we'll call it a wrap. Either way, the casting portion of today is concluded as far as these pros go. But if we have got a lot of you guys in chat who want to do like a free-for-all, who want to play out something, I'll cast that. Or maybe I'll play in with you. Either way, get on the North American server because that's where it's all about to go down. So I'm going to update the brackets so I can do a screenshot and tweet it so everyone can see how today went. But otherwise, the BTSL part is done. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you for tuning in. Hit the follow button because Monday, I have the weekend off. Thank God. I've been working the last 11 days straight. I have the weekend off, but on Monday I'll be back with Zombie Group. It was supposed to be Maynard. It's going to be Zombie Group coming back on Monday to cast the other Korean group with me. And that Korean group is Solar, Byun, Gumiho, and Innovation. That is going to be the 6th group. And I look forward to seeing you guys there for that. That being said, if you want to play some games, like I said, join BaseTradeTV. I'll be back in a second. See you guys soon.